Here we have Cardano versus the dollar symbol ADA being requested by Mr. Blah, blah, blah. Great name right there. We'll be looking at a 4-hour and daily. 4-hour looks very obviously bouncy first before anything else. A little bit of an inverted head and shoulder short-term reversal pattern going on right here. And this does, first and foremost, look to be a corrective move. So I would be on lower high watch on this one, to be fair. Now, we have seen several things within this market. Obviously, look really fucking good. So it does make me a little bit reserved against a statement like that, but that is my rule in this case. And what do we see? We see that volatility is declining right here from hitting highs on that last major downside move. And this is, again, to be looked at as a correction first and foremost. I'll be looking at the very least at a short-term target towards about 260 or so. Very likely does tick up towards about 270. And I imagine that's probably in line with this as a measure move from this as an inverted head and shoulder. Something like this would be about right. And looking somewhere right around there, actually, yes. So pretty much right back at it. That actually would pop you back into that failed formation, but I don't think it's relevant, seeing as I think that those things are typically just, well, Jesus toast to begin with. But overall, how this one look like on a daily? This one obviously getting hit a little bit harder than the rest of the market, to be fair. But you know, until Bitcoin actually breaks down, I do suspect that we might see a bit of bear trappy situations going on right here. We actually saw this correction happening on declining volatility, and it's only just starting to potentially expand right here. The moving average is not even flattened out just yet, so I don't look at that as a signal in and of itself. And do we have any sort of potential divergent signals on the other sort of higher term timeframes, like a 2-day or 3-day? Not really. I mean, we don't really have too much going on right here. 5 days, just continuation for what it's worth. Already played out the bearish divergence right there. Weekly, same thing. Kind of hard one to play on that one. Now, what I would feel very, very confident saying is that, hey, I would look at this at, or I would look at 230 as an invalidation point to the downside, meaning that while I am short-term, medium-term looking for a bit of an upside move here, probably into like the low 270s or so, if this thing does come back down below about 235, I would be looking for this one to actually have a pretty nasty fall. And continue those losses down to about 220 to 2.25 or so. But for right now, looking pretty damn good. 4-hour RSI getting out of the bearish control zone right there. And 4-hour Jewel actually having somewhat of a decent signal, although I don't see that supported by the DMI at this point in time. Let's go check it out on Momentum Oscillators over here, seeing what Stokes are saying for this one specifically. And 4-hour Stokes remain to the upside, working their way out of the bearish control zone. As long as this one stays above 231, looking good. Hourly is obviously going to be up as well, I imagine. Actually, freshly crossing up above 246 on the next closure. Very good as well. And daily will turn back up with any sort of a closure above 272. So you can now see how the short-term timeframes bleed into the higher-term timeframes, assuming that this move plays out. So if you do see this move play out and then the daily closes above about, what was it, 270 or so, I would be looking for this one to then try back around about 295, maybe even $3. And what is this going to look like? It's going to look like a fucking bear trap. So what it's going to look like. And that would, again, bode well, at least in my opinion, for Bitcoin right here. So for what it's worth, the setup is there. 235 is the risk, and hopefully that was helpful. There you go.